Hello everyone, my name is Rafal and I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. First of all, I would like to apologize. I was a little bit absent from the YouTube. I was dealing with some personal issues. Some of it is resolved, but I'm ready to get back and start creating a little bit more videos and help you guys with your headshot photography. So today's video is going to be fairly short and I want to show you a little bit of process how I create my images with AI help. I know there is still a lot of debate about if we should use AI to help us with our headshots, and I know there is two sides, people fighting with each other, but my approach is AI is going to stay forever and it's not something that is going to go away because some people don't like it. I deeply believe that we should somehow learn it, take advantage of it, see what it's capable of and how we can implement it in our work. So this is what we're going to discuss today, and I'm going to give you some pointers which hopefully will help you to look at this whole thing from completely different perspective. First of all, what I want to say is when it comes to AI, it's still not perfect. It's still very far from creating this perfect images and helping us with getting the results we are looking for. I see a lot of flaws, and even AI is fairly good at this point and can really not only speed up the process of the retouching our images and also create some interesting backgrounds and put some creativity into our images, but it's still, as I said, is really far from perfect and it's still a little bit of work afterwards. So we have to not only have good image, but we also have to fix what AI creates, and we have to create some adjustments to make this look real. So let's start from the beginning and let's talk about this process. So first of all, what I want to point it out, and I think a lot of photographers are missing, is we have to have good starting image. Just because you create some bad image with bad lighting, with some, I would say, awkward posing and not so good face expressions, the AI is not going to do much. I can tell you that we have to have extremely good starting point, and this is something which is extremely important. You still have to have the basic skills and understand the lighting, understand the posing, understand how face expression work. You have to have this basic knowledge to move on and get AI to help you to polish the image and take it to the next level. So what do we need in order to get this good image? So let's go briefly through that. When it comes to headshots, is definitely good makeup. So if you are planning to do any headshot sessions, make sure that you have a makeup artist on site who understands what you're going after, what you're looking for, and you need to prepare your subject for the headshot session. The next one is, of course, lighting. This is something which is extremely important. You have to have some good lighting to lit up your subject the proper way to get really interesting image. And the next one is, of course, posing and face expression. This is something which also you have to understand and have the basic knowledge how this whole thing works. I'm not going to go into details, but what I'm trying to say is you have to have this figured it out, and you have to make sure that you have images with good posing and good face expressions. And the last part is, of course, retouching and post-production. So that's where AI comes in, and that's where AI can shine and can help you to take this image to the next level. So I did quick photo shoot to show you how this process look like, and of course we're starting with the good makeup. I have amazing makeup artists who understand this entire process, what I'm going after, what I'm looking for. We communicate and we try to make sure that our subject is ready for our headshot session and it's pretty much prepared to get this stunning images. The next step is, of course, photo shoot, and in my case, as you guys probably remember, I switch to the constant lighting. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna do a separate video how this whole thing works and why I decided to stick to this. But in this case, we did my typical lighting setup, the Rembrandt lighting. One light on the side, the other side is on the opposite side, 45 degrees towards the subject, and of course additional light for the background. When it comes to the background, if you're planning to switch the background in post-production, I wouldn't worry too much what is on the background, and then you can just switch the background. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this video. So the one little tip what I would like to share with you, try to create background which has some really good separation, and it's going to be much easier for AI or any program you're using to select your subject. So if you shooting on the dark background and there is not clear separation, typically Photoshop and this generative fill, whenever it's selecting the subject, might have some issues. So the more contrasty the image is and you have really nice separation, this is gonna definitely makes your life easier. So that's when it comes to the lighting. So in this case, as I said, I use constant lighting from non-light. In this case, I use 50% power on all of those lights. So my main light was 50% power, my kicker light was also 50%, and when it comes to the background also I put 50%, and the white balance was set up to 5000 Kelvin, and my camera was pretty much set up to the same settings to make this white balance work. As long as everything is aligned, it's much easier to get the nice skin tones, and the nice balance works really well. So we went for the process, we did the photo shoot. I had fantastic model. In this case, we did a bunch of different outfits, we did different types of posing, and yeah, we got some really good starting point images. And that's where this whole fun actually starts, whenever we take those images to post-production and we're going to work on them to elevate them to the next level. Okay, so let's jump into Photoshop and let's discuss the next steps. Okay, so we are in Photoshop right now and let's go through the process. So this is raw image. This is basically what I got straight from the camera. As you probably can see, there's a lot of deficiencies. The background is a little bit off. We're going to completely replace it with AI. Also, you can see there's a lot of issues with the skin. There's some issues with the hair. So there's still a lot of work for this image, but at least we have a good starting point. I really like this image, the pose, the face expression. And my goal with this image was to create something for upcoming Christmas season. This is something which I have in my mind, and we're gonna go with the concept of, you know, creating some kind of Christmassy feel. So we did some really good makeup. Also, the wardrobe is kind of wintry, so that was my goal. And I really like color, so you guys probably notice with my images I really pay attention to color, and this red turtleneck I think was ideal. The color gives you this kind of warmness. So as I said, there was a lot of thought before we even get into this photo shoot, and I just want to create, as I said, good starting point so we can elevate this in the Photoshop. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna work on the skin and we're gonna work on the subject first to create this interesting headshot. So in this case, I have used Retouch4me. This is amazing addition to your Photoshop, which you can very quickly and precisely retouch your subject. So basically the way it goes, I'm not gonna go through this process. I've created another video where you can go and look at. I'll link it into the description so you can see the entire process. But you have to go to the filter. You have this additional retouch panel which can go through all those interesting retouching steps to help you to retouch your image. So in this case, I go through 5 of them. I went through heel. What happened was the heel remove all this little flaws on her skin. The next one was dodge and burn. Then we did eye brilliance. Following step was we did the skin tones, and lastly we clean up the background. So this process is very quick. As I said, we're not gonna go through it, but after those 5 steps, I've got this image. So that's the next layer. I did a little bit of additional work to adjusting the colors for the background, but the Retouch4me did this entire retouching process like this, which in my opinion is fairly good. You can really speed up the process of the retouching, and this entire process didn't take longer than about 5 to 10 minutes, and the software create this image. But as I said, you have to have good starting point, so this AI can definitely elevate this whole thing to the next level. So I was happy with the retouching process of my subject. The next step was changing the background. So then we select the subject and we start working on the background. So it was really easy process. In this case, you have to select the subject and then you have to just inverse so the AI can start working on the background. And you can just start putting down some prompts and just try to figure out what works best. So in this case, let's deselect this. I've done it. I put some interesting prompts and that's what results we got. So let's go to, because there's a bunch of different options in this case, and I want to show you what kind of prompts I'm used and then why I decided to choose this particular background. So first of all, what I want to point it out here, which is interesting, and I know a lot of people kind of don't understand that, is this is extremely time consuming. To get the background which you're looking for, it takes time because AI just spits different type of weird backgrounds. Some of them they're really bad, some of them they're average. So you're looking for something which is gonna really stands out. So that takes time. So in this case, it took me about 30 minutes to get the one which I'm looking for. So I put the prompts, you guys probably can see it's blurred, it's moody, oh I misspelled that. Then I put soft, lighting, dark, because I want to have this like dark mood, tonality, wind, and pattern. And the reason I put those, the last two, whenever I put wind, I always get this like kind of flowy adjustment. There's something always interesting. It seems like also the AI picks whatever works better. So sometimes you may get some different visual effects, but that's why I'm trying to put a bunch of different ones and see what the AI will do with it. So that was pretty much the entire process. So I want to show you some other ones which the AI created. So that was the first one. You can really see that there is some issues with the finger. So that's what I said before. The AI really messes it up stuff, and sometimes you have to pay attention to some of the details because you have to clean them up and you have to also understand how to do that. So if you don't have this basic knowledge about retouching and how to fix some of those issues, it might be an issue, right? So you have to kind of have this basic knowledge. You can also see there's some issues with the sweater, there is some overlays, the same with the hair. The AI did some like messy stuff, so you have to know how to fix those. There's another one, so this was a little bit better. I like that too. There's another one which I really like. That's another one. This is another one, and this one, which in my opinion stand out the most, and that's why I've decided to stick to it. But I've decided to take this to the next level. You can see there is some lines here. I wanted to fix that, and I want to add some additional vignette just to kind of bring her a little bit more. So that was the final image, and as I said, this entire process took me about 45 minutes to get that done. As I said, the AI also, amongst all those good ones which I showed you, create a lot of bad ones. So you have to delete them and you have to take your time to start creating those different prompts to get those options and get those backgrounds which gonna work specifically for your image. So that's the entire process, but also you have to understand which direction you are going, because if you just kind of guessing and you're trying to mingle with this and then hope for the best, it's going to take much more time, and then you're just going to be frustrated because you're not going to know which direction you're going. So it's good to have some kind of concepts, in my opinion. It's good to have something that you know what's the goal is, and then kind of stick to it and use the AI to help you with the process. So I could go on and on about it, but at least you understand what I'm trying to share with you today. If you have any additional comments or if there is anything else you would like to add to this, please feel free to reach out to me or comment below. I'll be more than happy to hear your feedback. I hope you like that image, and stay tuned and we'll chat very soon. Bye-bye.